James Graham with Richard Hill after the Sutton game. 2-1 to Sutton, the final result. Despite the result, are you still proud of your team's performance today?
I thought it was a close game. It's always going to be a close game. I think we're playing against a team full of there's a lot of personnel at Sutton, Eastleigh personnel who want to be up to win this game of football. But my lads, we looked solid. We coped with everything that they could throw at us, and we looked solid. And I suppose we can go away feeling a little bit aggrieved at the result, from my point of view.
Eastleigh were also, there was also a chance that Eastleigh would get a penalty as well, which wasn't given. What was your view of that decision?
Well, I thought there was one early on in the game where there was an assault on Jay Reason just inside the box that the referee has told me that the fella has won the ball, which when we play it back you'll see that the fella hasn't won the ball, and if he has, he's had to foul Jay Reason. I thought we should have had a penalty in the first half. Their penalty is a little bit, I'm not quite sure, because the referee has booked Alex Lacey for the handball, but it actually hit Chris Todd. So in that respect, if the referee can't be certain if he can't be certain who the ball's hit, he can't be certain who he's booking, you know. So in that respect, I think it's I feel a little bit aggrieved. I felt we should have had a penalty as well on the basis of their penalty. They're dubious penalties to give. They're hard penalties to give, because there's when you're closing a ball down and there's not a lot of space, and they're hard ones to give, and to be certain whether it's a penalty or not. Fair enough, if he wants to give a penalty, he's got to be consistent in his decisions, and then it warrants us getting a penalty as well.
Talking about Alex Lacey as well, we saw him come off with a bit of an injury after a bad tackle on him. Can you tell us anything about that injury? Not
at now, no. We'll have to see. Obviously, we'll send him to he'll go into Luton on Monday for treatment. But again, it's another rule in football where you get a yellow card for a handball and a yellow card for a challenge like that, and that was an horrific challenge. Whether Richard Paquette was late or not, I don't like to see players getting sent off, and I'm not saying now that he should get sent off, but that was a bad challenge, you know. But I don't want to be in a position here now, because I've previously in the past I've sort of mentioned referees. And a few of our supporters have sort of had a little go at me saying I'm making excuses, which I'm not making excuses. All I want is what I deserve on the football pitch, and I want a referee to be consistent. And if one decision warrants a penalty one way, then a decision the other way warrants the same reward.
And also, we saw Ross Fittonley. You've just signed him recently on a permanent basis for Eastleigh. How glad are you that you finally got him?
I'm pleased to add Ross to the squad. You know, it's a little bit tough for Jack, but I want good players competing for positions at this club if we're going to go forward, and not just, you know, I'm not just talking about Ross now, but I think you look forward now. We've got a good squad of players now, with a strong squad of players at the club, and you know, it's a little bit disappointing. It's going to look not great because Ross has had two goals put against him, and the second goal's handball as well. The second goal's caught it, you know. Talking to the fella at the end here, that their centre half that got sent off as well, he's actually said, yeah, he caught it. He's right next to him and he's caught it. So again, we've been done by two very awful, dubious decisions by, you know, sort of. Sometimes you wonder whether the people officiating at this level are actually good enough to officiate. But going back to Ross. Yeah, he's a good addition to our squad.
Thank you. Very good. Cheers. Thanks.